Healing from Cyberware. If it's not Cyberware, I can't use it. I'm also limiting my perks and stats. Only allowing myself to level up intelligence and technical ability.
You fucking...
Cyberware is a big part of Cyberpunk 2077. So much so that I made a video of seeing if you could beat the whole game with nothing but Cyberware. While the video was fun, I have learned that adding things needlessly for challenge isn't always the best idea. As really this concept was meant to basically be beating the game with just Cyberware, but make it much more clickable. So just like the last time I played Phantom Liberty, to readjust the challenge, it's time to fix things once again, while also asking the question, can you beat Cyberpunk 2077's Phantom Liberty as a Cyberpsycho? Now, enough stalling. I start where the base game video left off, and by doing what my parents wish I could do by respeccing, first uninstalling everything so I can change my stats to high body for health and blunt perks, tactical ability for Cyberware upgrades, and spare levels into reflex for dodge, get forced into doing a few leftover assault and progresses for money, so that I can change the first thing I was called out on, being net running, and why I shouldn't have used it. As there aren't many net running Cyberpsychos, and while I've always been more of a Sandy and Mantis Blades man, I do the reverse, being Gorilla Arms and the Berserker, just to try something new. This is the new setup, which is basically the same as last time. I get to see what Gorilla Arms look like for the first time. Oh no, yeah, I'm feeling pretty psycho. I then start hopping over to Dogtown, start to have another cybernetic episode, until I realize it's just my normal pills wearing off, as my mind lady is finally back. She tries to convince me she's real and needs my help, trying to show so by temporarily removing Johnny, but I prove that she's just a voice, as I can't give her shoulder a high five. She tries to convince me that she can help fix my situation, but tell her I'd only help if she can get me some even better cyberware. She agrees reluctantly, allowing my relic to do more than just give me mind friends. I look at the best option for this run for a long time, and choose the worst option. Vulnerability analytics isn't bad, but for no chance at range, making myself aim while even in melee, in this fast-paced combat game, isn't the best idea. I then start to learn about holding up on my end of the deal, which is apparently saving the president, and I'm told to sneak in. And so I do what we call loud stealth, basically being no one can tattle on me if all their heads are a fine red mist. After cleaning my way in, usual viewers are probably confused why they didn't hear my reaction to seeing these kill animations for the first time, to find out that OBS wasn't recording my voice at first. That sucks, I haven't been talking this whole time. Well, there goes all the funny jokes I've been saying. I was saying such funny things too. All my homies love OBS. I put all my anger into pushing over these fallen panels, get told to be quiet. That's what I'm hoping for. And get right back to quite literally ripping and tearing. Until they're gone, and I finally stop seeing red. That was fun. It's then time for a bit of a dystopian walk, getting a look at the starless sky, before it turns out that airplanes in the night sky are like shooting stars, as I finally got my wish right now. I then do a totally needed backflip, and it's time to save the president. No fucking problem. I get down the silly slide, get the right to edge for the runners, and get to make my way through the debris, dunking everything in my path. Donk, 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 donk. Once again, first time using Gorilla Arms. I like it. Very fun. Only downside is no damage bonus from solo, as this build used to be a netrunner, but even without it, the perks give me some good debuffing abilities, and most enemies get taken down by 2 or so punches. And outside of quote-unquote threats... Oh, don't threaten me with a good time. The Dogtown Paw Patrol, I don't get much on my medal. I come on and slam, and thanks to seeing red once again, take down all the meat trying to get to the president. So I hop my way over, my 20 strength allows me to protect myself, and to not hurt President Meyer's feelings, hold back quite a bit. Hi. She yaps about her need for help for just a little too long, which is fine by me, as it means it's psychoing time, and I can psycho all over the place. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, I just destroyed a mech with my bare fucking fingers. At this point I've gotten a bit cocky, and get taught to be a smart psycho. Yo, I actually died, let's go baby. I didn't think that was gonna happen. So it's back to the top with punching a mech to death, give this guy a pat to the shoulder. The game tried to give me a gun, but I think that's dumb. No thanks, I don't use none of these gun things you people use, I don't know what those are. So with the guards down, I jump back to Madam, get told about the horrors that she has seen being committed with her small time in Dogtown, and how she will likely never fully recover due to the mental pain. And then I ask her why taxes. She lights up, but thankfully it's for me to cut her and not for smoking. She wants to be involved and does it herself, before I fail a forced stealth section. Move your fat dumpster. Which wouldn't be bad. If I had range. See, so there's an issue, right? I'm trying to punch it, and I can't. Could you use that gun of yours to shoot it? Because, like, I can't hit it from here. And eventually get shot to death. So we cut, hide, play I Spy the Psycho, and get chased by another drone. But somehow, with still rushing towards the power box, barely don't get detected before the drone decided I'm not worth the trouble. Told it's sneaking time, it's then time for loud stealth. Why tiptoe when I can just fucking do this? Smashing heads, looping toes, almost throw myself off a building, and get to the next section on foot. Go through a boring, not Cyberware museum, get betrayed by technology, and get into another heavy combat section. One I was scared of due to lack of ranged options, but if you wait long enough, all the enemies jump down for whatever reason. So I punch all the squares because I hate geometry, try and help my enemies. It's okay, you won't have to deal with the Chimera, you're just gonna have to deal with my fists meeting your toes. Once it's clear, the robo-tank seems to get scared of my presence, and goes about as crazy as me. See the president dodge bullets, and I start to get us away out of here, closing the door behind us like it's gonna help. Technology works now, I pull the door open for Myers, and already get forced to use not Cyberware by shooting this stupid light. I don't want to shoot the cable! And get torn apart if I don't. It's another great moment as a YouTuber where I can either say, yep, this fails the challenge, for people in the comments to say I'm a dum-dum, and that this doesn't count because it's a cutscene, and I still succeed. Or, I can say this doesn't fail the challenge, people in the comments will say I'm a dum-dum, and it still counts even if it's a cutscene. So, I'm simply going to say I failed the challenge while also succeeding the challenge, haha smile. Myers finds me taking another chrome nap, and with a few wake-up slaps, the Chimera slowly wakes up after laying dormant for thousands of years. We then get into a section that I also thought would be a roadblock, from this boss only taking big damage from weak spot damage. But despite my lack of range, I can hit each spot with relative ease. The next phase is tearing down these drones out of the sky to prevent them from healing the crazy tank. This fight's pretty easy outside of the mech passing deadly robot gas on the field, and once it clears, I smack, wait for the stink, my favorite, and take this bot down to its knees. Then find myself in another precarious situation where I fail yet don't fail, as I pull the battery to kill the thing, and the president also wants to see train go boom, and throws a live grenade to double triple make sure the fight is over. So after failing while not failing, I find the pipe room, talk about our fellow Songbird problem, get a tough choice that isn't tough as I went right last time. I then start having another Cyberware related episode, but she asks me if I'll get back up for a Scooby snack, and back up I get, after making the mistake of being honest. I say it.
Appreciate the candor.
No! We find a hobo home, I give it some power, get to have a nice cold one while enjoying my favorite podcast.
I've got a meme here that I put in my stack and I've lost, but man, does it say it all.
It gets interrupted by more meatbags, and while sort of spacing out having a moment, the president gets us into trouble. And while she can't finish her own problems, you missed 3 shots? I can. Sending these nobodies into the stink, get well-deserved nap, only to wake up getting hired into the NUSA. And find out just how bad the pay is, which is pretty bad for a constant Chrome installer. Damn, I'm broke. I got no money. I got no assets. Fuck. Johnny seems happy I didn't take the oath. Talked to Mr. Handsy so long that I need to wait to progress. Easily able to rip inside with my monkey hands. Disable the boom booms. Find a phone that isn't inside someone's head. Call a man that tells me to meet him on the court. But instead of some fun sports ball, I get a fun game of gun to the ribs. Try and give the robber all my money, but told me to jump into his vehicle. So I get up, hop into the V-Bucks van, the man who invited me gets in, and instantly starts talking and asking about the president. I tell him about our other important mind lady being Songbird, and he gets more invested in me. So he cancels his plans. Elon Musk's Neuralink subscription runs out at the wrong time.
You know, like you're driving. What are you doing? Are you okay? Are you good to drive?
I guess I did something right to not get chased down by the goons. Insert overused joke. Learn these two have a dirty path. Let them clear it up before getting asked if I want to stay. I get involved just for the free handshake, and while Reed gets the president to safety, I do as many gigs in Dogtown as I can, as later on, I'll need Mr. Hands' favor to be able to progress in the story. So we start with cleaning out the clinic that's been taken over by a mean landlord lady. Clean out these hired thugs, with my meat melters known as fists. Clearing out quite literally everybody that stands in my way isn't too much of an issue. So once the top, middle, and bottom floors are cleared, I accidentally walk in on negotiations, and instead of cutting a deal, I squash the beef.
You step back.
With that taken care of, it's time to clear out a Voodoo Boy hotshot, leading to more of the same fist-throwing gameplay, which isn't an insult, having quite literally a blast here, but also found out about an ability I didn't know I had, being the ability to do a finisher by picking up an almost dead body and throwing it at Mach Fuck.
Okay.
I allowed the use of it as it's a Cyberware perk, used with Cyberware fists, doing damage by throwing a Cyberware person at a Cyberware enemy, which is the most Cyberpsycho thing I can think of. This gig isn't difficult, even with the added boss, meant to be a huge room with robots, which you could take on, but if you just focus the main bot, the rest power down immediately. I then meet No Name Man,
Hi.
who needs the guy I'm killing alive, so I tell him he can live, kill him, and also kill my target.
Nice, that was easy.
I take a small shopping break to perk up my buns, make my armor more armory, and level up my thermal meat beaters as far as I can for the best damage I can achieve. So with more meat carved, it's on to the next gig, which is take out this scav haunt. Yeah, a lot of combat in my combat game. Getting my chrome swap seems to have given me a decent buff to my damage. My fire does more fire, these bodies do more boom, and my brain gets all the dopamine. Clear the outside, starting to clear the inside, feeling like a genuine badass, especially when using all the tools at my disposal. Taking out the last guy with a bang, meat guy with the tech I need to deliver. He offends me.
Was that you shooting up the place?
Shooting? I wasn't shooting. I was decimating.
So with my ego thoroughly hurt, I give him the death penalty, doing my job with ease, before getting in yet another car and get told about how I need to do my favorite gig. Basically breaking into the police department by breaking skulls of surprisingly not police, before getting a door off its hinges, meeting Dumb and Dumber. They bicker and whine like an old married couple. I listen to their instructions.
Hey, no killing, all right? Got enough problems as it is.
Single-handedly get us out before the big bad shows up to get one shot by my BS build.
That guy was a one-shot?
The cops drive away with no issue. And Mr. Hands becomes Mr. Happy. I buy and swap more wear, going from this to this. It's all for small number buffs though, no matter. Reed then tells me the president is safe and it's time to save Songbird. And to do so, I head to the bar, enjoy some water, until Reed shows up and ruins everything. I find out that this lady's equally as cool and chromed up, inform her that we need her to help save my mind bird. She tells me she'll do it for a trip to the Bahamas. Reed reluctantly agrees. And now that we're all best of friends, I jump my little cheeks over to meet with Reed, so we can do some more people punching. Get my new favorite Cyberpsycho fitting line.
Easy peasy, I say. Crack some skulls and roll in.
I'd rather avoid a mess. But if that's the option you want.
Tell you what, play it by ear. I say Bushido, you let loose.
It's now time to do the bad YouTuber thing, where I show you this graph to make you feel bad, and show you that you should perhaps punch that subscribe button, punch that bell, and of course, destroy the like button. With proper visuals, of course. And say something like, "Whoa, can we hit 60k subs by the end of the year? Whoa." I get past this easy section first try. I get past this easy section second try, basically needing to drop bodies while preventing a system collapse from these daemons. which after focusing more on enemies, camping the servers, meat splatter, server destroyed, fully destroy server, and clear out the voodoos. Visit Netrunner, who connects me to Songbird. She tells me to meet her at this cool party, but find out Netman isn't invited. The voodoo boy try and stop our escape, so just like my problems, I pick them up and throw them somewhere else. Ask the enemies who do you voodoo, before I inform Reed of this party we must attend. He informs me how hard it is to get in, and I'm told it's my job to get the tickets while he gets us some outfits. With Mr. Hands' favor already obtained, he says he can find me a way in if I give him some time. I stand completely still until he texts me, needlessly raise my arm to knock on the door, meet with Hands, get a needless speech of how I've done such a good job, until I get my reward. Go to tell Reed in hope of being told I'm a good psycho, only to have another episode as I enter the door. I'm down for the count for a bit, as he refuses to give me a Scooby snack. I'm told it's party time. I need to show my aura for the cool kids, so I suit up to enter through the pipes, break in, try and sneak in, and with the threats down, help break in Reed. After the noise I've caused, more guards try and enter. It'd be a shame if a man made of metal came down from the sky. It's then weird time again, as I fail, yet don't, as this fourth section needs me to use this gun. However, to use it, I plug in with my personal link, so I both do and don't use this gun while using it. With another weird moment out the way, me and Reed make it just in time. Put on my Thursday best, booze up, get told finding Songbird is going to be rather hard, before finding her rather easily. I explain how happy it is to find out that Songbird is in fact Chimera. Reed ruins the moment, before more sausage gets added to this party. And just like always, with one touch of a woman, she's now the only thing on my mind. Telling me that she lied about a lot of what happened. I apologize completely, and you're right. We should do exactly what you want. Yep, I like this plan. I tell Reed the bare minimum, and to cheer him up, I tell him, let's go gambling. But of course, Alex ruins my fun by making it into work. I don't know if you can fail this section, but I have learned that you can actually win from going all in. Woo! Mr. Buttkurt talks about how he knows I'm from the NUSA, and how he's letting me go without issue if we leave him alone. So I get my winnings, and absolutely rip and tear Kurt's guards as they try and escort us out, as it seems very unpsycho to let us out. And I mean, I want to keep using these fists while I can. What can I say? I want to punch. I want to throw stuff. I took the choom and I threw him over there. I want to see red. This build is perfect for me. So with every mech, man, and meatbag taken out, I run away from the scene, get called up by Reed to find out there isn't different dialogue for making us fight our way out, which sucks. And get told now it's time to save my chromie Songbird. The plan basically being hack the car, owned by the people who lost to gambling, and taking their place. I also finally get the good relic perk. Songbird finally comes forward about betraying Myers, Reed, and the whole NUSA, as well as me, but says she needs me to help fix us, and that if I can help her, I'll be rewarded with new cyberware. Yes. I then meet with Reed. He gives me some new tech, even though I don't side with him. Take a trunk nap, get to watch my new favorite show, watch my favorite comfort character die, before adopting their personality to help cope. We then sell Kurt on us not being us, working well enough for me to get the job of saving Miss Chrome. Betray the homie. Hey yo, Reed. It is what it is. Which lets my favorite character of the DLC live. Holy shit. Of course, now it's time for me and my fellow Psycho to have Cyberware related episodes, but we pull ourselves up by our bootstraps and go on to do my punchy thing. I'm surprised Songbird actually uses a gun for this section, but I have enough Cyberware for the both of us, which with my new perk gives me some even more crowd control and damage. I'm starting to feel rather psycho right about now. I'm starting to feel a little crazy, man. With Kurt dead as hell, his minions do about as terrible as ever. So with the minions down, innocent repairmen down, and with me breaking us out, Songbird down. Nice one. She tells me she'll call me when it's time to finish things, get a call from Reed first, and basically being told that my days are numbered. And after telling him yeah, I use a calendar, Songbird picks me up so we can finish this. She's looking and sounding a bit upset. I get warned that they might turn off my cyberware, so I tell them nuh-uh and get thrown in jail. So I plug in to let my chromie hack my way out of here. And while it says my cyberware is disabled, it really isn't. Everything still works with ease. My cyberware is deactivated, by the way, just so we're clear. This is me without my cyberware. Airport security faces my wrath after they took away my 12 ounces of water. Do such a good job that I get a shout out from Orbital Air. Push my shelf even harder to get more attention. Find my new favorite interaction in the game.
No way this'll hold the weight.
I can hear you. You know that, right?
I then find a way to bring Songbird to these new heights, before we both start to have a poorly timed Cyberpsycho episode. But we pull ourselves together. I start to follow her plan, until the NUSA shows up to ruin things. It's funny that before I was hiding with the president, and now I'm hiding from the president. And just as funny is this situation, where Songbird and I are fighting airport security, who are also fighting the NUSA, who is also fighting an Arasaka mech, which makes it even better while I'm also fighting astronaut guards. And just when I think it's over, boneless chicken. It's certainly at this point in the video where I've run out of things to say. I kill the enemies until this section is clear, so I punch all the people, and to reward you with dealing with this breaking of immersion, here is my best corpse launch. Yeah, it's fine. You get used to it. You gonna hop in here? We then make our way up to the top, slam, punch, and jump my way right into a flashbang. Oh, that was the flashiest of bangs ever. I clear and smash all the meat until I can get Songbird to call the train. And now I need to defend her. So door open, of course see red until every enemy is cleared. Songbird has taken so long in fact, the NUSA has finally gotten a chopper out to stop us. I tell her to use her Kaioken, she asks Kaio what? Use her as a battery to do it myself, showing that she finally held up her end of the deal, and finally get to use my new Cyberware ability. I call it, fuck that one guy in particular. So I use these powers as much as I can, get to the train before she tells me that she can't save us both. I inform her that if she wants no chrome, that's cool, you can take the cure. So I go to hold up on my end of the deal, only for Reed to come out and say, but I'm not done yet. I put the chromie down, pull out a gun I shouldn't have, and while you think I'd be forced to shoot this man, what if I told you that this game is made of glass bones and paper skin, and I always like to break it. And if you're fast enough, you can walk around Reed, pull out my fists, and bludgeon him in the back. He still does the, oh no, I've been shot, showing that he's as overdramatic as the kid I ran over. Sorry, Reed. I then say goodbye to my fellow psycho, sending her into space to fix the disease I've fully taken as part of my life. Finishing the DLC to prove that, yes, no, kinda, yes, not at all, even a little bit, but also yes, you can beat Cyberpunk 2077 as a Cyberpsycho. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, show your support however you see fit, and not as always, eggs are unborn babies. Therefore, I really like eating babies.